Let's talk about Jim Crockett. This is a legendary promoter, multiple generations. He's now going to be, top banana in the NWA, and I guess right behind Vince McMahon's World Wrestling Federation. Was that the most fun creatively you had? Was it as financially rewarding as it had been before Crockett, or was that, the peak of your career before, you guys had an impasse in '88? Would you say, Tully?
Well, the wrestling business changed because of the Superstation.
Right.
And the thing that, without getting off on a rabbit trail or diving down a rabbit hole, all the smaller territories were affected by what went on the Superstation.
Right.
The farther west, they didn't get affected quite as bad because of the time changes, and they didn't have the 605. But East Coast and Central Time, 605 and 505, it was just unbelievable. And the thing that the smaller territories did that was probably a mistake on their part is they would bring a match in, like Dusty against me. And what that would do would say, these guys are off national television, because we always talked about being on national television. And these are the big time guys on national television. And here's their match versus, and they put them on a main event above their other guys in the local territory. And I think that ultimately killed them all, because if they would have brought Dusty in and wrestled their top heel, you would have made their people up on the same level. Does that make sense?
It does. Yeah.
And, so, I mean, I can remember one time I brought Ole and Tommy Rich in. Well, Ole wrestled Wahoo and I wrestled Tommy Rich into Southwest Championship Wrestling to elevate us. I didn't want to be, have Ole and Tommy Rich wrestling each other. So anyway, and then as you did that, then Crockett took over all these territories. I don't know the whether he bought them or what happened, but now you become the national television forte for wrestling, medium for wrestling. And then with the USA Network, the WWE, which you probably know, I think Arn does, but Southwest Championship Wrestling that my dad and I put together was the first wrestling show on USA Network.
Wow.
And we were too small and didn't have enough money between the two of us to pay our TV bill. And then Vince went and paid the bill and got the TV time and has been pretty profitable with it since then.
It worked out.
Yes. And, but now you've got the two companies that both have national TV shows. And, then I think in the 90s, which I was gone, but the companies, the TV, the business changed because the TVs became the product rather than the house shows. Does that make sense?
It does. Let's talk.
And I hope I answered your question.
Oh no, for sure.